Hello out there, and in front of you today are two pocket tools that I wanted to have a quick discussion about and sort of talk about why I came into both of them and how I chose one over the other to implement into my EDC. And up above we have the Lynch Northwest All Access Pass, which is a pretty tough one to get your hands on. And then we also down below have the Griffin pocket tool with 11 functions, and this comes in a number of different varieties. You can get the 11 function. I think there's more, there's less. You can get titanium, stainless steel, just a bunch of different options. This one is titanium, and I did do this anodizing myself. So yeah, if you try to find this color configuration, you probably will not be able to hunt it down. But what we do have is these two tools, and the way that I got them both was I'd been trying to get this Northwest Pass for so long. Every time I was on Blade HQ, it was sold out. You know, I'd come across it and it'd be gone within 5 minutes, and I'd never been on the website when it was available. It was always just like a step behind. And so eventually I got frustrated. I really felt the need to update my EDC, and I said, I'm going to find something else that could fill that void and help me improve my carry problems. And so I found this Griffin tool, and I went with it. Picked it up. This was $25. The Northwest Pass is $75 to $80 when you can find it. You know, so for 1/3 the price, I got this. And of course, 2 days later, this one becomes available on Blade HQ again. And I'm on the website and it's available, not sold out. And I got really frustrated. And so I just exited the site and went about my business. And then just out of curiosity, 15 minutes later, went back to the webpage. And of course, it was still there. Like, come on. You know, waited all this time, I make another decision, and then 2 days later, it's just sitting there staring at me, and I had to pick it up. So I put it in my cart, and I have them both in front of you now, and I'm really glad that I do, because this really lends itself to a discussion about value and what works for you versus how good a quality or how high priced an item might be. You know, when we're growing up, we are taught that sometimes the higher priced items are not necessarily the best ones. And what I will say in this case is that the Lynch tool is 100% the better crafted item. Just really, really excellent design, great jimping, the machining is fantastic, the piece of titanium is high quality. You can tell just having it in your hands that this you can get a lot of use out of. It's just a really strong tool and brilliantly, brilliantly crafted. Simple, smart, efficient. The Griffin tool is a lot smaller. It does have a lot of sharper edges just because of all the different functions. But yeah, there's not as good a quality of machining. And obviously just with a smaller size, it won't be as comfortable in the hand to use for a long term. So definitely higher price, better craftsmanship for the Lynch tool. No doubt. But that begs the question. Is the best tool always going to be the best for you? Is the best knife always going to be the best one for you? And that's what the focus of this video I want at least to be about, is that it doesn't really matter how expensive something is or how nice it is or how good it is. It matters how you're able to implement it into your functional use and into your EDC. Because for me, when I have these two next to each other, and I have to make the decision as to which one I'm going to stick with, I'm actually going to stick with the Griffin tool because it fits my needs better. So let me explain my needs and what I was looking for. I was looking for a multi-tool or a pocket tool to come in and help streamline my EDC. I was looking for something that would really help make my keys more efficient and would help me be able to use a tool regularly that would keep me from having to open my Leatherman a bunch of times every day. And so the way that this thing works, which is so awesome, is that this hex tool right here, this is a 5/16 hex right here, actually you can put right on the keychain like that and hang the entire tool from your keys. Being as small as it is, much smaller than the All Access Pass, and half the weight at about half an ounce, it's perfectly fine in terms of weight, and it's streamlined. And so my keys hang like this, and then this bar right here that sort of helps form the rest of the hex drivers, that serves as a clip. And it slides right into the pocket, and I'm able to pull my keys out of my pocket using the pry bar / screwdriver here, and I never have to dig my hands into my pocket. And that is what works for me. Because at my job, I'm going in and out of my pockets like a ton of times, opening a bunch of different doors, trying to get my keys out all the time. And so being able to avoid reaching like a wet hand into my pocket all the time and like trying to fumble with stuff, it's really helpful. It's really helpful just to be able to pull right out and not dig in. You know, and you can see like my hands get calloused from just all of the grabbing that I have to do and digging around in my pockets all the time. And so this is actually going to really help with that. In addition to that, these other tools, you know, you have a really nice bottle opener here, and then the flathead screwdriver, and you can also use a pry bar. These other tools will keep me from having to bust open my Leatherman all the time. And so this one isn't going to go away. I'm going to keep the Leatherman, but definitely will streamline and speed up the process of a number of things. So this is going to work for me in my EDC. You know, adding another clip, you know, onto another pocket and having my keys, my flashlight, the Lynch Northwest tool, and a knife, I mean, that's just a lot for me, and I would definitely have been happy to do it had I got this one first. But now that I have the Griffin, I mean, I'm not turning back. I'm just thrilled with the way that this is going to work for me in my carry. So again, guys, that's the point. Like, everybody has their needs, and it's just extremely important to make sure that we're focused on what works for us and not what, you know, is popular or really expensive or trendy or what people say is the best. There's no doubt in my mind that this Lynch Northwest is a better tool overall than the Griffin. There's no doubt. But the Griffin, it just works for me, you know? And so it's easy to feel pressured into picking something else up or trying to get something else, but you really have to make decisions based on what your needs are. And so that was the point of the video. I definitely would love to hear your feedback about this, because it's just a really interesting topic when we're talking about price and value and all of the different things out there that you can use to help streamline your carry. Like, what works for you? And is it something that's really expensive, that's just the best thing out there and it's exactly what you need? Or is it something that's more budget friendly? You know, at the end of the day, had this one cost $75 and this one cost $25, I still would have kept the Griffin. You know, at the end of the day, the price isn't what drove the decision. It's how it's implemented into my carry that drove the decision. And that's just how it is. And hopefully that helps you when you're thinking about decisions that you have to make with what you're going to get, because there's no shame ever in just getting what works for you and sticking with it, because that's the right thing. All right, guys. So again, any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you and what you're carrying and how you came to those decisions. So let me know about that. But I will talk with you soon with some new content. I appreciate your time and have a good one.